Jesus said, "Man cannot live on bread alone, but from every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." You're listening to Daily Truth.
We are fallen. Sin has been transmitted from Adam and Eve to all their posterity. We still possess a vestige of the image of God. Every single human being, whether they are a Christian or not, is made in the image of God, but the image of God, the Imago Dei, has been tarnished. We believe in total depravity, not utter depravity. We do not believe that people are doing outwardly as much evil as they possibly could do at all times. That's not the view of Christians. Not utter depravity, but we do believe in total depravity. Total depravity, in distinction from utter depravity, is that people are not, by God's common grace, that even unbelievers, they're being restrained by God's common grace, by natural law, by the Imago Dei being created in His image, by the conscience, the law of God being written on their hearts, even for the unbeliever. In all these ways, people are not utterly depraved. Even the unbeliever is being restrained in terms of their outward manifestations of sin. The unbeliever is being restrained from outwardly behaving consistently with their God-rebelling worldview. And so we do not believe in utter depravity. But total depravity, what we're insisting in this doctrine, which is painfully biblical, is simply that every facet, every element of mankind has been affected by the fall. So total depravity is not saying that we are utterly depraved, doing outwardly as much evil as possible, but totally depraved, meaning there's not one element of humanity that has not been corrupted in some degree, to some measure, by sin. Meaning that man's reason is tarnished by sin. Man's moral perception and his conscience is tarnished by sin. A man's physical stature, the fact that we get sick, and that eventually we die, has been tarnished by sin. So morally, intellectually, physically, in every single regard, man is fallen. A vestige of the image of God remains intact, but this image of God in every realm of humanity has been tarnished. It has been marred in some degree, to some measure, by sin.
Whoa. You're going to want to hear this. Our next two conferences are coming up quick. We've got first our fall conference. This is November 11th and 12th. That's a full day Saturday and a holdover for the Lord's Day, November 12th. Who's speaking at this conference? Well, we've got Jared Longshore and Chris Wiley and yours truly, Pastor Joel Webbon. What's the title? The title is The Household and the War for the Cosmos. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a second, you can't use that title, Joel. That's the title for Chris Wiley's book. Well, I can use it because he's going to be there speaking and he gave me his permission. We're going to be talking about the household as the basic building block for pushing back the kingdom of darkness in this world. We're going to be talking about biblical patriarchy. We're going to be talking about marriage and parenting, how to keep your kids, how to shape and form them like straight arrows, like sharp arrows that do damage to the kingdom of darkness, training our children in the fear and admonition of the Lord. A full day on Saturday, November 11th, and then holding Jared Longshore over for the Lord's Day, November 12th, to preach at my church, Covenant Bible Church in Central Texas. You can register at the early bird rate, which will not last long, but you can register at the early bird rate today by going to rightresponseconference.com. Again, that's rightresponseconference.com. Now, our second conference is our spring conference. This is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The title for this conference, Blueprints for Christendom 2.0. Blueprints for Christendom 2.0. We don't want to revert back to Christendom 1.0, although it would certainly be a whole lot better than the clown world that we're currently living in. But we recognize, despite the phenomenal features of a prior Christendom, there were certain bugs that we'd like to see worked out. So we're not going back. We are pushing forward to Christendom 2.0. We believe that the blueprints are 7 doctrines for ruling the world world righteously. What are these 7 doctrines? Well, it's Reformed confessionalism, it's covenant theology, it's biblical patriarchy, it's presuppositionalism and Kuyperianism, and general equity theonomy and hopeful eschatology, postmillennialism. Who's going to be teaching us on these doctrines? Voldemort, he who must not be named, Pastor Douglas Wilson himself. You also got Mr. Brighthearth, Mr. King's Hall, Mr. Haunted Cosmos, Pastor Brian Sauvé. And we also have Dr. Joseph Boot, and of course, yours truly, Pastor Joel Webbon. We'll be doing 7 primary lectures as well as 2 90-minute panels with all the speakers together, and we'll likely add a couple more speakers along the way. Again, that's March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Blueprints for Christendom 2.0. We've got the early bird rate going right now, but it will run out quickly. So go to rightresponseconference.com, rightresponseconference.com to register today.